everybody. Welcome to Movie Mavens, home of the spicy double feature. I'm Carson Green.
And I'm Annie Janes. This week's spicy double feature is Lee Cronin's The Mummy and The Mummy.
Wow, what a feature. What a flick, bro.
If it weren't for the titles, these two would not be very spicy.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that good of a double feature.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the sarcophagus, I guess, there was some scarab beetles. There was exactly one scarab beetle.
Oh, it's like the most loose connection. And we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Let's start with Lee Cronin.
Okay, yeah, let's jump right the frick in. Annie, can you please hit us with some facts?
Lee Cronin's The Mummy came out April 17th, 2026, written and directed by Lee Cronin, starring Jack Rayner, May Calamawy. Calamawy. I'm probably saying that wrong. Laia Costa and Billy Roy. It's sitting pretty at a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Here's the description from IMDb. The young daughter of a journalist disappears into the desert without a trace. 8 years later, the broken family is shocked when she is returned to them as what should be a joyful reunion turns into a living nightmare. First things first, who the fuck is Lee Cronin?
Yeah, let's get into that.
And why is his name front and center?
Yeah, he labeled it, bro. Like, let's think, who are other, maybe it's like Cronenberg's The Crash. Is his name on that one?
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, and I think that this is there because they want to.
He wanted it called The Mummy.
He did want it called The Mummy, but then I think they realized they want to reboot The Mummy proper because Brendan Fraser's back, and I think Brendan Fraser is interested in doing like an actual mummy movie, and this is now just like a side quest. And it really bothers me that it's called this. Not only is his name there, but also that it's just a mummy movie at all, because it's so it feels so loosely connected. It just feels like it should be its own horror film.
Yeah. No, I feel as though it was really an unsuccessful attempt at a sequel.
A film?
Well,
period.
Yeah, I mean, we can get into that, but I was having a hard time, especially because I watched The Mummy first, because I was like, oh, I need some context. I need to get in this world.
Right.
I'd never seen it before. And then I'm going into Lee Cronin's The Mummy, and it's just like, oh, this is actually maybe just a horror movie and has actually nothing to do with this entire world that we were in with Brendan Fraser, except the fact that, there's a sarcophagus in Egypt. I wish we had, there's just so much to explore that could have been explored.
Right.
And it kind of boiled down to just, ancient witchcraft and, demons.
Yes. This movie, my biggest issue is that it's just so cliche of a horror film.
Yeah, it really is.
And I hadn't seen The Mummy either, but I watched that second.
Mm-hmm.
I had an idea of it, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in presented without context.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to see this. But it just was so cliche. It's like, okay, we're going to have, this is getting so old. People harming themselves.
Yeah.
Bonus points if it's children.
Yeah.
Had a lot of that. We have people hovering in the air, a couple inches off the ground.
Yeah, teeth stuff. A lot of teeth stuff.
And then just odd angles on arms and joints.
Yeah. Okay. One of my biggest gripes, dude, is how this movie was shot. I hated all of the perspective shots. It pissed me off, actually.
You're probably talking about, it's called a split diopter shot, where there's something really close in the foreground that's in focus and something really far in the distance in focus. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about.
Yes, and I hate that. Bro, literally angry. I was like...
This is your new canted angle. This takes over.
Yes, literally.
Yeah, I was guessing you would hate that. And you know what? I think that works when it doesn't call attention to itself, but in every shot it called attention to itself. You shouldn't notice that it's in play. Yeah. And it's very noticeable.
Yeah, it was really often.
Way too often.
Yeah, and then there was like, I just feel like this could have been a cool movie. I think if we had stuck with one thing, and explored it really deeply, like I would have loved to have this been like more of like, let's blow the lid off of like a kidnapping ring, and like, let's see where all of these bodies are, and like let's figure out like what kind of witchcraft these people are into.
There's an ancient burial ground with lots of mummies.
That sounds tight. It's giving weapons. I mean, it worked for weapons. That's
true.
Let's figure this out. But I think that like we had so many elements and none of them were explored in a way that was like really thought-provoking or like had any depth to it.
Yes.
So it was just a string of cliches.
Right. And what's weird is like it set up things that could be interesting, but it never explored it. Like the characters, they were like close to having an arc or an emotional payoff, but they didn't. Like the dad, he was just a good dad. Like instead they could have made him a dad that's really focused on work and isn't good at being present for his kids. That's why she gets kidnapped under his care, which would have been that would have emotionally been so heavy. And then he could use his investigative skills, which are a part of his job, to solve the crime. It's all like right there, but it didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
And he attempted to, like, whenever he pulled the skin apart, and he attempted to investigate, but even then, like, that wasn't explored any further. Like, we just learn about a demon, and it's like, okay, but like the archaeologist should be asking a lot more questions. Like, where the fuck did you get this wet skin from?
Yeah, it felt surface level.
Yeah. Which was wet skin. It was unfortunate. I also think that like I would have loved to have seen, because the grandma was like very obviously very Catholic, and she was like doing a lot of praying. She was like praying to a Christian god, and I would have loved to have seen like some dueling demonology. You know? That could have been really interesting.
Yeah.
I desperately wanted them to call a priest in. Like, let's exorcise this bitch.
It was very Exorcist, wasn't it? Yeah. It was also very, according to critics and even my friends, very much like Evil Dead, specifically the most recent one, which I know you saw, and that is that is a Lee Cronin film. He did that film.
I don't know if I did see it. Was that the one? Okay, no, wait. That's the one where the trailer where the fly lands on the lady's eyeball. I saw that trailer so many times. I did not see the movie.
Oh, I thought you saw the movie. It's the one where there's a similar line where she's like, don't worry. In this movie, she's like, don't worry, grandma, or something.
Oh, yeah.
In that movie, there's a similar line of like, we'll all have fun down here. There's like, God, I can't even tell you the name or the plot. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It was like that. It was like The Exorcist, but it wasn't really mummy-like. It was just like soft mummy.
Yeah, soft mummy.
And for 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Was it really?
Yes.
Yeah, I did kind of feel the length. Though, I will say, I liked all the stuff in Egypt.
Yeah, with the detective?
Yeah, with the detective. I loved her. Yeah, me too. She was tight. And I liked the ritual. And I liked the girl, Layla. I liked that, like, we found out that she's a victim too. Yeah. In her own way, That was, like, all really intriguing. I wanted to like be more there, but instead we're like in this random house in Albuquerque.
Which is not, but this is what got to be the worst representation of New Mexico I've ever seen.
Where even was that?
I looked it up. They shot in Spain.
Okay.
So it also was in Egypt.
Yeah.
No, really. And because there was palm trees in the background of the house and when they go to the school, the elementary school. And I saw this in a packed theater. And when Albuquerque first came out of somebody's mouth, the whole theater was like, woo!
Yeah, of course.
And then when we see their house in this wide shot, you could tell the vibe was, that is not fucking here.
Yeah.
That's clearly not here. And the house, this is not, first of all, we don't have basements. And we definitely don't have at least 3 to 4 feet of spare room behind every wall.
Yeah, that was
also cliche.
That was like this is a farmhouse or something from
Yes.
like the 19th century.
Since before Albuquerque was a state, or New Mexico was a state. And then there was a New Mexico United, our soccer team. There's a poster.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was
and
cool.
The theater did a little cheer for that as well. Not New Mexico, not even close.
Yeah. I will say I really like this main actor, the dad. He was in Midsommar, and I can't think of anything that he's been in since then. And I liked him. I think he's good. I would watch him again. I hate that like this is
what he's up to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any parts that gave you the heebie-jeebies? Anything that did scare you?
Yeah. Well, scare me, no.
Yeah.
But heebie-jeebies, yeah, whenever she rips her leg skin off, like the toenail and the leg skin. Oof. And I could not stop thinking about Bring Her Back.
Mm-hmm, me too.
And how much more successful Bring Her Back was when we're dealing with like this ancient evil and like inhabiting a child. Like Bring Her Back is just so it has such a timeless quality to it, and this movie is like very like even the way that it was shot, and even like a lot of the dialogue is like very of this time. And I'm gonna have the same complaint about The Mummy too, but there's like no timeless quality to it. Like we're gonna watch this in 5 years and be like, oh, this is not aged well.
It's just like, oh, this is what it is. This is what we were doing with horror in the 2020s. But the skin pulling was probably the roughest thing. The teeth pulling was pretty rough as well. Whatever. We've seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah, I mean that was like that. I feel like they just needed to add something in. There was a movie that I watched a few years ago. It was one of the pregnant nun movies. Remember 2 years ago there was 2 pregnant nun movies?
Yes. There's a Sydney Sweeney one.
Yes.
And then there was a different one.
It was the Sydney Sweeney one. The other one, I'm pretty sure it was The First Omen. That one was really good, actually. The Pregnant Nun, First Omen. Okay. I liked that movie. But the Sydney Sweeney one was called Immaculate.
That's right.
And there's 2 scenes in that movie that are so gross, and they just do not fit. Like, narratively, it's just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are we doing here? Like, it was just like, we need to shove something really nasty in between, like, exposition and exposition.
Yes.
And that's what the teeth thing felt like. I was like, we just kind of shoved it in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gus and I were talking, like, sometimes horror films feel like they just come up with, like, gross imagery, and then they like work backwards from that instead of like letting the story determine what would be scary or gross, which I think is like what Talk to Me did. The people that did Bring Her Back, like this premise generated gross things.
Yeah.
Instead of like ideas, working backwards from ideas, which is what Immaculate sounds like.
I want to watch Bring Her Back again. That movie's so scary, dude.
It is so
the
scary.
Shit out of me.
Yes. And it was scary, but I don't even think it was like amazing, but it was so much better than this.
Yeah. It has a really interesting timeless quality to it. I don't know. I think Sally Hawkins has a lot to do with that too.
Was this so main actress reminding you of Sally Hawkins, the mom? Because
she kind of was. Yeah.
You know what is also weird is that the girl, when the mummy girl, when she's normal, like she wasn't that much older than the little girl. It's like she didn't age up.
Yeah, I mean, well, she was trapped in the darkness for 8 years, so I can't imagine you would do much growth.
But then it's like, use the same actress. Why would you use a different actress? Right?
Was it the same? Were the little girls the same? I kept thinking about that.
The mummy was different than the little girl that was taken. And then at the end, when you see that she's fine, she's a different actress. Layla? You're talking about Layla.
Okay, no. Okay, was the Katie, the young girl, the young actress that played Katie, like before she got taken, was that the same actress that played the little sister?
No.
Oh, I couldn't stop. I like could not stop. I was like,
you couldn't get her face out of your mind.
Yeah, I was like, is that the same girl?
I think that little sister was really good, actually.
She was good.
Yeah, she kind of stole the show whenever she was in a scene.
Yeah, there's that whole thing where the sister,
if we can call it that.
Yeah, licks her toes under the door.
Oh, yeah.
What was that even about? Dude?
That's the thing of like, gross idea, just put it in. I don't know. It doesn't have to, it has nothing to do with a mummy.
Yeah, I like the mind control was like kind of really discombobulated. Like, how did we get to the point where the brother was like hitting his head on the bedpost? Like,
the powers are so whatever they want them to be. They're so vague.
Yeah, it was not.
Whereas
cohesive.
At least in The Mummy, 1999, The Mummy, they literally say he can control the sands. He has strength. Like, they spell out what the mummy can do, because this whole time I'm like, I don't even know what the stakes are here, because I don't know what this bitch can do.
Yeah. No, that's so true. Well, apparently she has mind control. But then that could have also been the demon, ? That they, like, then, like, she loses this skin, and then all of a sudden she's inhabited by the demon?
It's like the skin, which should have been the wrap, but it's her skin, I guess, is what is containing the evil, containing the demon. And when that skin gets ripped off, the demon has more power over her and over everybody.
And then the skin gets ripped off, and then there's that scene of her like digging in her leg with a rod.
That was just to be there.
About?
That was just to be there.
What are we doing? Like, what's going on? I just couldn't stop asking myself, like, what is this? What's this about?
Right. And at the end, when the dad like takes all of the evil into his mouth, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I guess this is the solution. Because I didn't think, I'm like, okay, so Katie's fucked for life, like trauma-wise, and now the dad is bad. But I did think it was clever, I guess, that they bring back the witch lady who didn't die, even though I thought she was shot in the heart. Yeah. And they're going to put it inside of her.
I got creative solutions.
It was a better ending than what I thought it would be, which is that, okay, now the dad has it. Now the dad's evil.
Which, I mean, I would have been fine with that too. Like,
whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is my theater, but the sound design was really loud. I didn't like it. It's too much on my senses. I felt overstimulated by the time the movie was over.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, it could have just been too loud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I felt that way. I felt like really icky leaving this movie.
Yeah,
I was
gross.
I was like, this is bad, and it's like evil. I don't know. Like, I can handle evil shit if it's like well done, story, and, like, well handled. Yeah, like I can handle that. But if it's like a bad movie and it's like bad juju, I'm like, oh, what have I done, bro?
Yeah, it feels like, should have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Well, are you ready to score it?
Yes. God bless you, Lee Cronin. This is going to be, I don't know, a 3.
I was going to give it a 4.
Yeah.
3.5 out of 10 Movie Mavens score.
Damn, bro. I don't remember the last time we like really didn't like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can't say I have better things to say about The Mummy.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, we hit us with some facts.
Okay, this is from 1999. Written and directed by Stephen Sommers, starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. And I guess I didn't get the IMDb description, but I'm going to get it right now.
Okay.
An American serving... Nope. That was weird. The IMDb underneath was different when I clicked on it. Okay. At an archaeological dig in the ancient city of Homenoptera. Wow. Already a lot of detail. An American serving in the French Foreign Legion accidentally awakens a mummy who begins to wreak havoc as he searches for the reincarnation of his long-lost love.
What's the budget on this movie?
That's a good question. I know they spent at least 15 million on VFX, which is like, or this is one of the first to have that many.
Yeah.
Budget 80 million, which is really low in today's standards.
That is low, Jesus. But you can see it. See, all right. Let me just say, I really like a big movie, dude. I like seeing money on screen, and that's how I felt. Like there was we open and it's like this massive fight, and there's like a ton of people. There's like horseback and shit. Yes, I was like, okay, where are we? Let's go.
I was so excited.
Yeah, I could tell about the VFX, dude. It was goofy though.
It's just so old. It was like that they were using a technology that was not like, it wasn't ready to be used. We'll just say that the VFX were not ready to do something this big at the time. That's why it's not timeless. At the time, it was like, oh, this like, I guess I believe it because I've never seen anything like this before. Yeah. But now it just looks like ass.
Sorry.
All good.
That's exactly how I felt too. I was like, this was probably really innovative and this was probably really cool in 1999, but now it just kind of looks like 1,000 other movies that we've seen that have been more successful and like cooler. And like, they have better set designs and like more flawless action and like better lit action and shit like that, but I feel like for 1999, for its time, it was probably really cool.
Well, it's tough. I like, it was probably cool, but this is like very low tier when it, in my opinion, when it comes to adventure movies.
Yeah, but it's always in the conversation though.
It is. I just mean for me, like I would way rather watch Indiana Jones, which is like, it just did it correctly, or Pirates of the Caribbean, or National Treasure. Like,
yeah,
I guess I haven't seen National Treasure in a while, so maybe I need to revisit that. But because these other films exist that are just better, I was actually struggling, even though like I was excited at the beginning with, oh, there's all this lore in this big world. Yeah. It was like, it grew tired watching this movie. The more it went on, the more I was like, wrap it up.
Yeah, I also really couldn't care about anyone, which was it was really surprising because I was under the impression that like I was going to fall in love with Brendan Fraser because everybody loves Brendan Fraser from this movie. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be a stan. I'm going to love him after this. But like, he really wasn't that charismatic. Like the character wasn't even really that well written. Like it really didn't have a lot of depth to it. Like he was kind of goofy. It was just really goofy. There was a lot of goofiness, and I was like, it is
goofy.
I just wasn't expecting that, I guess, especially compared to Lee Cronin's Mummy, which is scary.
Right. And this is like an adventure movie. This is just a whole other genre. Weirdly, Rachel Weisz's character was more had more depth than which I'm like, hey, that's cool. Speaking of Rachel Weisz, I am surprised her eyebrows have ever recovered from this movie.
Yeah. Wow. She was so young.
Really young. I love that scene where we meet her and she knocks over like every bookshelf in a room. You know how impressive that was? It's like, it's a 360 shot, which means they have to light the whole room without you seeing the lights.
Yeah.
Which is really hard to do. And then they had to have these like floor to ceiling bookshelves domino all the way around. Apparently they did it in one take because if they needed a second take, it would have taken another like 24 hours to reset the whole room. So that she had to act right. The camera had to pan correctly. Like everything had to work, and it did. And there was no CGI in that shot. It was so cool.
Damn, that's crazy.
I know. One of the most impressive things, it was all kind of downhill from there. But you said that like the other Mummy is scary. I think that this movie has elements that are scary, surprisingly, in it. Like the bug crawling underneath someone's skin.
Yeah, but but we've seen that done more successfully in so many different other things.
I wonder if this is the first to do it, or what was the first to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was trying to hold reverence for it because it is, you know, like this is like one of like it's always in the conversation when we're talking about adventure movies, when we're talking about action movies, when we're talking about the 90s, movies in the 90s. Like, it's always in the conversation, but it just really was not that compelling. I kept thinking about The Matrix, which also came out in 1999, which is like leaps and bounds 1,000 trillion times better than this movie.
Literally, I agree with everything you just said. Everything. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, if you sit down and watch The Matrix or Indiana Jones today, you're not like, I'm holding reverence for it. You know, you watch it and you're like, this is fucking good.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, literally. Yeah, no. I kept thinking about stuff like that. And then it was just kind of like, why are we bringing back this franchise? Like, what was the draw to this movie for Lee Cronin? And, you know, you were saying earlier, I guess Brendan Fraser's doing a reboot. Is it a reboot or a sequel, or like what's going on? Is Rachel Weisz in it? I would watch it if she was in it.
I know. That's TBD. I think that I think people really liked Brendan Fraser back then. And the fact that he's willing to come back into it is the draw. I think it would not exist. Again, it wasn't going to exist until he was down, because instead they were just going to reboot it as this horror franchise. So,
I see.
That's my guess. We just don't. I guess this is one of those you just had to be there.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have loved to have seen like the whole third act of the movie. We're in this cave.
Yeah.
And it's so boring in there.
It is boring in there.
It's not interesting at all. And then like the action was like kind of poorly choreographed, or maybe it was just like poorly blocked. I couldn't tell, but it was just like not.
I can't even tell you because I don't even remember. And I've seen this. I saw this recently, days ago, and I'm like, I don't know what the problem was, because at that point I was really bored. I was like so ready to wrap it up.
That sucks, dude.
It does suck. I was really bummed because I thought that I would maybe find another Annie movie in this. This seems like something I would like, and the way people talk about it, the era, and I was like, wait, maybe I'm gonna like it. And very, very, like, it was quickly into the movie that I was like, I don't, and I don't.
I was like, okay.
I will. There's one thing I do love that I need to say, which is the character of Winston Havelock. He is the general who's older. He's heavy. He's drunk all the time. He has like a curly mustache.
Okay.
I love the idea of a general who's like so bored that he will go on a suicide mission, because that sounds like the funnest thing. Yeah. When they go to get him involved and he's like, what does this have to do with the British Empire? And Brendan Fraser's like, absolutely nothing. And he's like, count me in. I really love that. And he died. I don't know. Small thing, small character. I weirdly loved it. If there was more of that, I would have had fun.
You know what character I really liked was the guy who was like the
brother?
Band. Yeah, the band that was like protecting the area. They're like on horseback.
Oh, the guy, he has like lettering
tattoos,
on his.
Yeah.
Yes, he was also a cool character.
He was cool. I would love to see a spinoff with them.
Right. Like, he is classic fake opponent ally. Like, he becomes their ally, and then I really like that too. Yeah.
No, I want to see them protecting this area for eons. Like, show me that movie. I would love to see that.
It was cool when they go to the area with Rachel Weisz, like Hymenoptera or whatever, and they're just already there on the cliffs watching them. That was pretty dope.
They're there, dude. They're protecting their shit.
There's some cool desert cinematography, I guess. It's cliche, but it works.
Yeah, but then like I guess like all of the landscape was okay, but then once we get anything like a medium shot, it's like, oh, we're on a soundstage.
Yeah, right.
And that was like, I don't know. Maybe it had to do with the lighting. I don't know. It's just like,
it just wasn't that good.
Yeah, it wasn't. Sadly. Sorry, Brendan.
Are you ready to score?
Yeah, bro. I don't know. Probably won't watch this again. 4.
I'm going to give it a 6.
Mm.
Okay, 5 out of 10. That sounds about right. At least it delivered on the title. Damn.
It did. Yeah, The Mummy. Dude, there was a shot. I had to rewind it. It was so fucking funny.
What
there
was
was
it?
a shot of the mummy whenever he's controlling the sand.
Yeah.
And he goes like this. But like it's like a medium shot of like his torso and up, and he's like it was so dramatic, bro.
I thought the only time the mummy looked good was when it was like in a really dark part of the cave. I was like, that's all right. What, you can barely see him? That's scary.
Yeah. No. Oh, wait. We didn't even talk about when he got scared of the cat.
Oh, yeah.
That was goofball, bro.
It was goofy. I love a goofy adventure romp. I do. Yeah. But I think when it's just not good, it's like the goofy works against it.
Yeah. Could have been better.
I did like that he was afraid of the cat, though, actually.
That was so funny.
Like, we need to put some respect on cats.
Pussy power, baby.
Alternate title of this film. The Mummy, Pussy Power.
Pussy Power. Lee Cronin, hit us up. We've got ideas.
Yeah. We can help you
out. Well, anyway, I guess that's it. Leave us a comment. What do you think? Write to us at Movie Mavens. Okay, that's gonna be it. Movie Mavens all the way the frick out, dude.